If you have been following Finvestomate, you probably know that I have already made videos on Niyo and BookMyForex. In fact, my Niyo versus BookMyForex video has crossed more than 1 lakh views. But today, I am going to make a confession. My opinion has been completely changed. And it's not because these cards suddenly became bad, it's because my priorities have changed after actually using them. Earlier, I was asking which is the best Forex card. Today, I ask a very different question. Which card gives me the most frictionless experience when I'm actually traveling? Because zero Forex markup is no longer enough. That is the bare minimum expectation. I want to know how easy it is to get the card. Do I have to load my own money? Do I have to create an FD? What about the launch access? How much do I have to spend to unlock the launch? What happens when something goes wrong when I am on the international land? And most importantly, will the card actually work when I'm standing in another country? So today, I'm comparing 5 cards: Niyo, BookMyForex, Scapia, Uni, and Ixigo AU bank credit card. And at the end, I will tell you which one I would personally choose today. Let's first start with BookMyForex card. I still understand why people like prepaid Forex model. You load the amount whatever you want, you spend that money. You don't need a credit card approval. Simple. But the problem today is my experience, especially when I want to reload the card. In my experience, the process has been slow and frustrating. I have been asked for travel details and my air ticket information while trying to load the card again and again. Now, I understand that there are some regulatory requirements behind this, but from a customer's perspective, I want something much simpler. I want to open the app, enter the amount, make the payment, and it should be done. That's what I expect from a digital financial product today. I don't want to keep uploading my travel documents just because I want to add my money to my own card. And then there's another problem: unloading. After my trip, when I tried to unload the remaining money, my request was not getting served. Look at the screenshot where I had to raise my request of money unload thrice, and even after that, I had to talk to customer care to get this job done. Now, BookMyForex does have an unload facility. I am talking specifically about my experience, and for me, that is important. Because when I come back from my trip, I do not want to chase customer support to get my own money back. And one correction from the earlier comparison: BookMyForex does have an international launch benefit under its current offer. The current offer requires you to spend 1200 USD cumulative overseas over the past 12 months, and one international launch visit will be provided to you. So, yes, it has launch access, but the spending that it is asking for looks way too much for me. But when I compare that with some of the credit cards which we are going to discuss, it isn't enough to make BookMyForex my preferred travel card now. Now let's talk about Niyo. Niyo actually has a lot going on for it. Zero forex markup, international usage, digital controls, and yes, Niyo does provide international launch access as well. As per the current Niyo debit card rules, you need 75,000 rupees of international spend in a calendar quarter to get one complimentary international launch access. But my biggest problem with Niyo wasn't the launch, it was KYC. During one of my recent international trips, my KYC was expired and I didn't receive a single notification that it was going to expire. It expired in the middle of my trip and I did not have all the required documents with me. So I was stuck. Imagine being in another country and suddenly your card isn't stable because your KYC has expired. This is exactly where I expect a digital financial company to be proactive. Tell me 15 days before, tell me 7 days before. Just don't let me discover it after I have already left the country. Now that's my personal experience. I'm not saying every Niyo customer will have the same problem, but it has definitely changed how comfortable I am making Niyo my only international travel card. Niyo also has a secured credit card option, and this is another reason why my preference has changed. The current Niyo secured credit card requires an FD, and the credit limit can be up to 90% of the FD. So, if I want a 2 lakh credit limit, I need to put the money into an FD. Now, this can be useful if you don't qualify for the normal credit card. But if I already qualify for a good unsecured credit card, personally, I would rather keep my money available and simply use my credit card than blocking my money to an FD. Now let's talk about Scapia. This is where my thinking has changed the most. Scapia is a credit card. So no preloading, no FD, I get a credit limit and I use the card. And then there is the biggest attraction for me: launch access. Scapia currently provides unlimited domestic launch access after spending 20,000 in the preceding billing cycle. Now, I like this because I naturally spend 20,000 in a month anyway, and I unlock the launch benefit. I don't have to put 1 lakh or 2 lakh of my own money into a prepaid card. Plus, you have the travel rewards ecosystem. So for me, the combination becomes credit card plus zero forex plus launch access plus the travel rewards. That's a very compelling combination. Please note, as per my research, Scapia does not provide currently an international launch access. Now let's add Ixigo AU credit card. This one is actually very interesting because you get zero forex visa variant, travel rewards, domestic airport launch access, railway launch access, and international launch access through a priority pass of the visa variant, which is paid actually. The current benefits includes two domestic launch airport access visits per quarter, two railway launch visits per quarter, and one international priority pass per year. For domestic launch access, you need to spend actually 50,000 rupees in the preceding calendar quarter. So compare this with the Scapia. Scapia asks you to spend 20,000 in the preceding billing cycle to have unlimited domestic launch access, and Ixigo AU is asking you to spend 50,000 in the previous quarter to get two domestic airport plus two railway launch visits per quarter, plus one international priority pass visit. So which one is better? For me, Scapia is better for domestic travel plus launch plus rewards. But if you value railway launches and international priority pass, Ixigo AU becomes extremely attractive. And then there is Uni. Uni is also interesting. It is also a proper credit card. The current Yes Bank Uni proposition gives me zero forex markup and 1% rewards. So what is the reason this is not higher in my list? Because launch access isn't really its strength. And then there is another factor that I would consider. Who is the issuer? My Uni card is a Yes Bank card, and my BookMyForex card was also a Yes Bank card. Recently, Yes Bank disclosed a security incident involving unauthorized transactions on its co-branded Forex card. The bank said that approximately 280k USD of unauthorized transactions were approved across 5,000 customers, and that additional fraudulent attempts were blocked. Because of this reason, my Uni card and my BookMyForex card stopped working. Now, I want to be careful here. It did make me think about something. If I have two cards from the same issuer, are they really two independent backup cards? The answer is maybe not. And that's something I now consider when I'm traveling internationally. So today, when I choose a travel card, I look at seven things. One, getting the card. How easy is the application? Second, preload or the credit limit of the card. Do I have to put my money in some form of FD to simply use a credit card? No, I don't want that. Third, reloading and unloading of the card. Fourth, launch access, and that too domestic and international. Fifth, rewards. What do I actually get back for spending? Sixth, KYC and customer service. Will I know if something is going to be expired? And finally, seventh, issuer risk. Who is the service provider behind the card? Do I have a genuine backup from a different issuer? So if I am traveling tomorrow, this is how I would rank them for my personal requirements. Number one, Scapia. For me, this is the best combination of a credit card, zero forex, domestic launch access, and travel rewards. And then there is no amount that I have to reload or put it in the form of some FD. And it also has a good digital experience. The 20,000 preceding billing cycle spend requirement for launch access is something that I would check against my own spending pattern. The second card on my list is the Ixigo AU card, especially if you value airport launch, railway launch, and an international priority pass. The third card on my list would be Uni. It is a good credit card. It has zero forex markup. It has reward systems available in the form of some gold points. But launch access isn't a strong point here because it does not provide it. Also, because of my Yes Bank experience, I wouldn't want it to be my only backup card abroad. The fourth card in my list would be Niyo card. It is still a very strong international travel card with a zero forex markup. It has international launch access that is also available with some conditions applied, and it has a good digital proposition. But my personal KYC experience makes me cautious about relying on it as my only international card. And the FD requirement on that secured credit card isn't attractive to me at all because I get an unsecured card because of my good civil score. Now, BookMyForex has gone fifth into my list. It is still a useful card, specifically if you want a prepaid Forex card. But for me, Reload became a friction. My unloading experience was not that great. I should not call a customer care to unload my own money. And the prepaid model is actually making it less attractive for me than the other credit card alternatives. So my thinking has changed. Earlier, I was asking which Forex card is best. Today, I ask which travel card gives me the least friction. I want zero Forex markup. I want a credit card. I want launch access. I want some reward systems to be available, and I want a good digital journey, reliable service, and a backup card from a different issuer. Because when you are standing in another country, the last thing that you want to do is discover that your own KYC has expired or your backup card has the same issuer as your primary card. That's why, for me, Scapia is currently number one with Ixigo AU very close behind. But your requirements may be different. And that is a very honest feedback that I have shared with you all. So don't simply ask which is the best credit card. Always ask which card is best for the way I travel. If you would have used any of these cards, let me know your experience in the comments, especially with the customer service, reloads, KYC, and launch access. Because the real test of a travel card isn't how good it looks on a comparison website, it's whether it works when you are actually in a need of it and sitting on an international land. Thank you for watching Finvestomate. I'll see you in my next video. Plan today for a brighter tomorrow.